Hey, welcome back. So to give you a short story, in 2019, I bought an empty residential lot for 1.3 million pesos, and 2 years later, the value is now 2.5 million pesos. Almost double. So the lot is 100 square meters. So in 2019, on a price per square meter basis, it was 13,000 per square meters, and now it's 25,000 per square meter. Just to disclose, hindi ko pa binebenta yung property, but 2 months ago, I did receive an offer from a buyer for 2.5 million in cash. Now, di ko tinanggap, but I did check the price online of similar lots in the residence, and it seems tumaas nga talaga yung value. Now, I'm not an expert in real estate, but I will be sharing you today my personal journey and experience when it came to buying this property. On this channel, we talk a lot about saving money, but what do you do with saving that money? And this is one of those ways to make your money grow. Please do like and subscribe. Let's spread financial literacy to more Filipinos on YouTube. People buy property for various reasons. Maybe you want to live there. It could be for passive income if you're going to rent it out. Or for some, it's diversification of assets. Now for me, 2 years ago, I was around 28. So medyo nag-iisip na ako, where will my future family live if ever? But at the same time, para bang shit, wala naman ng partner. So I wouldn't really know if my future partner would like to live on this property. So I wanted to be flexible and I wanted to have that option to flip the real estate property if ever. Aside from the financial budget, I do believe the property needs to align with the lifestyle. My first condition was that it needed to be near my family. So both my parents are seniors and I wanted to be able to visit them within a 30-minute drive if ever. Second, this was the time before the work from home opportunity and COVID, so I was working in the business district and I wanted to make sure my future home was maybe an hour or 2 hours commute or drive from the workplace. Third, and most importantly, it needs to be a safe and secure location. So we're talking about a gated subdivision which is free from flood and far from the major fault lines in Metro Manila. Now, if you're still listening, pay attention because this part is where the money was made. If you have a question or if you're searching for an answer, where do you usually go? And I think nowadays, most people will go to Google. So as simple as it sounds, I typed in Google, property for sale in blank. So let's take, for example, Cavite. Type that in, and from there, you'll be linked to multiple websites. And one of the more trusted websites is Lamudi. You'll find brokers and real estate agents who are listing properties there. Here's my first tip. Let's say you find a property that's interesting to you. So you don't need to actually go there to check it out. What I'll first do is I'll search it on Google Maps to know if it fits my conditions and to see what else is around the area. Now, if you want to see the actual surroundings of the location, you can go to Google Earth and you can drop a person on the street. You can rotate it 360 degrees and you can walk up and down the street. Here's my second tip. Location is very important. You want to be investing in a place that has development or will have future developments. We're talking about things such as roads, expressways, malls, and corporate offices, among other things. So this is going to help drive the future value of your property. And this works both ways, whether you're just looking for a place to live or you're looking for a business investment. So going back to my property, I checked it out on Google Maps and I did see that there were some high-end residences nearby. There were a couple of malls. I believe there were 3 malls within a 5-minute drive from this property, and there was a major expressway which is right beside it. And here's the thing. It was then being sold for 15,000 per square meter as compared to other nearby residences which were going for 22,000 and above. Now, the developer of this subdivision is not well known, but I did some research and the village has been there for the past 15 years. So I called the agent and I checked out the property physically. And when I got there, I was very surprised. The village looked well maintained. The grass was cleanly cut, there was no garbage on the streets, and the residents looked very respectful. Here's my third tip. When I got to the actual location of the property, I was a bit disappointed because it was on the perimeter or the boundary of the village. Watch out for that. Perimeter locations usually command less value because the thinking is, if you're on the perimeter, people from outside can climb onto your property so it's less secure. At the same time, it could also be very noisy because you could hear all the cars outside. That wasn't the end, however, because there will be other properties which are not listed and made available online. So what I did is I asked the local security, and he was kind enough to show me other properties that were for sale. So there were a couple of lots for 15,000 per square meter, 16,000 per square meter, and then there was one for 13,000 per square meter. Fourth tip, there will be owners who sell their property at less than market value. For whatever reason, maybe they just need the money sooner, or perhaps they have a bank loan which is coming due and they're unable to settle it. So I was able to save almost 20% from the market value, and that was around 200,000 pesos, which is not bad because I got that just by asking around. So I got the number of the owner, and the rest is history. Now there's going to be a lot of paperwork, so if you're unfamiliar with real estate, I do recommend that you get in touch with a real estate broker who can help you out with the transaction. There's going to be a fee of around 2 to 3%, but it does go a long way. For the viewers out there, you may be wondering, how did I finance this transaction? Did I pay it all in cash? So here's the breakdown. 400,000 from credit cards, another 400,000 from personal loans, and 500,000 from my own personal funds. This is all paid, by the way. I was able to pay it off in a year and a half. I believe this scenario illustrates the importance of having cash in case there's an opportunity. A lot of us have an emergency fund, but do we have opportunity funds? Immediate access to credit and finances is one of the reasons why businesses are able to pounce on good deals. Now, I do have a credit card which has 100,000 in credit limit, and I make sure to pay it off at the end of the month so I never settle finance charges. Now, a lot of us are scared of credit cards and debt for good reason. But I do believe if you know how to use it properly, then this is a competitive advantage in life. Because of my good payment history with this credit card, I was given a promo where I could borrow up to 4 times my credit limit, so that gave me 400,000 pesos. Now, there are many ways to finance this transaction. You could use a regular bank loan, or you could use a Pag-ibig loan. Personally, I did not go for the bank loan because I was rejected a month before. I think it was because I was quite new with my employer back then. I also didn't want to have to go through all the paperwork, and I was confident that I could pay it off rather quickly. Now, in hindsight, this all happened a year before COVID, so a lot of bad things could have happened to me. I could have lost my job, or I could have ended up in the hospital. And this raises the importance of having that emergency fund and having insurance to take care of you. And in the worst case, I just sell this property and I end up losing some of my initial investment. Now, I was quite lucky because my property doubled in value in 2 years. But I do believe if you play a long-term game and you pick a good location, then the odds are in your favor. The value of your property may not double overnight, in 2 years or 3 years, but over time, if you think about it, the Philippines is quite a young economy with a lot of people in their 20s and 30s who are going to be looking for a place to live in the future. And in general, that is going to bring the price of real estate up. Now, this video is quite simple and I hope you learned something. But if anything, remember these 3 things. Pick a good location, look for a great deal, and invest long term. Because that is going to help increase the value of your real estate investment. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. I'll be making more content that's going to help you build your wealth in your 20s and 30s. Bye-bye.